And there it is. 321 brings yours truly live on the internet right now. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement, and obviously right now I'm not in my basement. In fact, I'm in the green room of the world famous Laugh Factory in Las Vegas, Nevada. And tonight I have a special guest on my show because he's been dodging some bullets, running around the United States, staying away from certain things that could cause him a lot of trouble. And one of the things that could cause him a lot of trouble is yours truly, because as you know, I'm running for President of the United States in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on my show right now, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, would you come on into the show? And there he is. One of our favorite songs. I know it's his favorite song.
My favorite song of all time, other than Money, Money, Money. That, you know, Head of the Chief and Money, Money, Money. And it'll never be for you. It's mine. It's all mine. President for life. President for life.
As everybody out there knows that I have a relationship with Donald Trump, because you saw on Instagram that we had a little bit of a sit down not too long ago in one of the rooms right here at the hotel here in Las Vegas. And I told Donald, I know you're having some problems and there's a lot of people after you, a lot of things are going wrong.
Terrible people.
But I could help you, and that's what we're doing right now. And he was kind enough and gracious enough to come on my show. So we want to talk to him, ask him some questions. I know a lot of people out there would like to ask the President of the United States some questions. And tonight you actually can. So let's see what's happening, what's going on in the world. So thank you so much for coming down.
Well, thank you, first off. You know, you're like a smart Rudy. You're like a smart Rudy, I have to tell you. You seem to be much more, you know, what's the cognizant? You seem to be much more together than my Rudy. And maybe I should have sent you over to the Ukraine.
You know what? Maybe you should have sent me. I would have went with a couple of guys. And I thank you very much for affiliating me with Rudy Giuliani, who's Italian. I'm Italian, you know.
Yes, you are. You're Italian. You're the best Italian ever. You're the greatest Italian of all the Italians, I have to tell you.
I really appreciate that. And being Italian, you know I'm going to change your motto from Make America Great Again to Make America Italian Again.
Right, which would be great, which would be nice, because we've already made America great. So I think this term, we can make it Italian. You know, maybe I can make you my vice president. That might be a little easier.
Well, the way you do things, I'm sure you can make anybody anything.
Exactly.
And I can make people disappear while you make them anything.
Oh, I like this guy.
Yep.
I like this guy. You know, have you seen Rudy's henchmen, Igor and Lev? Have you seen them? You know, at least it would have been, at least if it was Italian, we would have had like nice looking henchmen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because Italian men are nice looking. We dress nice. We wear nice clothes. Like you dress nice.
I'm a very good dresser, top dresser.
I would lose the tie if I was the president. I would have an open collar.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you always got the red tie. It's
always. It's a brand. It's a branding thing. You gotta have it. You gotta have it, Mike. You gotta have it. What's your brand? Sweatsuits? Tracksuits?
Well, yeah, I'm Italian. I like to wear a nice tracksuit. I sell the tracksuits on my social media platforms and on my website. So if anybody wants one of the tracksuits or a Make America Italian Again T-shirt, in fact, while we have Donald on the Trump, on the show,
Donald on the Trump,
Donald on the Trump. That could be your show.
I like that.
Donald. A podcast for you, Donald on the Trump.
Donald on the Trump. I should be podcasting, shouldn't I?
Yes.
I have 60 million people on Twitter. Can you imagine how many people I'd have on my?
You know what? I'd like you to tweet me a little bit.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, while we're on the subject of tweeting, you know, sometimes I think you get a little out of hand.
Well, in one weekend, in one day, I did 84 tweets. 84 tweets, 2 Saturdays ago. Can you imagine? So good. So what incredible tweeter. And I have the best words. And I put them in the best order. Have you noticed I put the words in the best order? Have you noticed that? Tremendous order of words. No one orders words like me. Nobody.
Well, it's really great, but don't you think maybe you shouldn't tweet as much because you let too many people know what's on your mind? Like being Italian, I wouldn't tweet too much. I don't want nobody to know where I'm going, what I'm doing. But, you know, isn't it a little bit much?
No, it's not. It's not even enough. It's not enough. I think I should just be tweeting automatically because, like, hook a cable up to my neck and just all my thoughts can go right online. Wouldn't that be tremendous?
Well, yeah, I guess that would be tremendous.
I like when people know where I'm going because then when I get there, they're there to greet me. You know, you Italians, you're very secretive. You're very secretive.
Well, yeah, like Rudy Giuliani. You got some things that we don't want to talk about. We don't want everybody knowing what's going on. We take care of the problems. Now, everybody's giving you credit for what happened with this most recent head of ISIS.
Right.
But you and I both know who took care of the guy.
Baghdadi.
Yeah, his real name is Alfonso.
Who? What, the guy?
Al, Bag of Daddy.
Al Baghdadi.
Bag of
Al
goodies.
Baghdadi.
Bag of donuts.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He died like a dog. He died like a dog. He had on like one of those vests, and he pulled the thing with his vests and his kids. It was a mess. It was a mess, and he was crying. He was begging. He was begging and crying, and a lot of things, and many things he was doing near the end. But now he's no more. We took out him, number 2, number 3, number 4. We take out all the big numbers, all the prime numbers. All the prime numbers are out.
In taking that out and taking him out and letting everybody know, I mean, how did you really know that he died like a dog? I mean, somebody told you? You obviously weren't there.
Well, no, I wasn't there, but they have these big comms. They have comms. And they've got the infrared cameras and all of this kind of stuff. And I talked to the commander, I talked to the CO. The CO, they told me that's how it went down. The guys, all these, the Delta Force and the Marines and the, what's the other one? The
Army?
The Army one. Who are the Army ones?
I don't know. It's a camouflage guy.
Green Berets.
Green Berets.
There's a lot to remember, believe me, when you're president. There's a lot to remember.
Yeah, well, here's a trivia question for you that I have. Now,
good. I love trivia. I'm very, very smart. I have the greatest memory of anyone on the planet. I can remember anything at all. Go ahead, just ask.
If I was elected president of the United States, I am an unmarried man. So I would be going there as a single guy.
Right.
Now, were there any presidents?
You and me both.
Were there any presidents in the White House running the country that were actually single at the time that they served?
I was told there was one president who was single.
All right.
One president who was single. But I'll tell you what, Melania, you know what I say. You know me a long time.
Yeah.
I've always been with beautiful women. I always say the same thing. 44 and out the door. 44 and out the door. Now, Melania is a little long in the tooth. She's like 46, 47. I don't know. I lost count. Anyway, she's over 44. So I was thinking, and by the way, she's not happy. She's slapping my hand. So maybe Melania should go. We'll get a divorce. Be very amicable. But then
Give her a building.
Give her a building, something like that. And then what do? I give her some money, and then I start dating again. Can you imagine me back out on the town? And then next term, a presidential wedding. The ratings will be through the roof. It'll be absolutely incredible. The numbers will be sky high. So we'll get over this impeachment. I'll get remarried. It'll be our biggest presidential wedding in the history of presidential weddings.
Well, see, this brings on a lot of great questions. That's why I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm glad that you came on the show.
Good.
So, aside from the impeachment, which we're going to get to that, and I'm going to see if I can help you solve those problems.
Please.
But if you were single, how do you date in the White House? Because that's going to become my problem.
Right.
I would assume if I go in there, I could do whatever I want.
Absolutely.
I'm the president. Not only am I the we got disconnected. Let's see what happens if we can get reconnected. But we're still we got disconnected over here.
It's like the Wi-Fi.
It's raining outside. No, we're back on over here. Due to rain. Come on now. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We're here with President Donald Trump. This is Instagram right here. We're having a little problem here with Facebook, so we'll keep talking over here.
I like the Instagram.
Right. Somebody's saying they can't wait to come see you again. I don't know if it's me or you. But anyway,
I think it's him.
We're staying over here on Instagram, and we're talking with Donald Trump, and we're talking about the fact that if he was single, and he was in the White House, how do you date? I mean, can you go
very
on?
well, very well.
How?
No one dates like me. No one dates. Well, women have been Mike. Unlike you, women have been throwing themselves at me since I was 12. You know what I mean? I lost my virginity at a very early age to an older woman who was very attractive. But I'm used to that, so I can pick and choose who I want to be with at the White House.
Well, at the White House. But what if you wanted to go on like a dating service? Can the President of the United States do that? Can you go on Tinder or Wing-a-Ding or whatever?
Well, I was
these
thinking
things are
something
called?
like billionaires.com or something like that. I want to be with a very wealthy, attractive woman. But you know what? She doesn't have to be wealthy. She can just do, you know what I mean? If she's pretty and has a little bit of money, that's good too.
Why would she even need any money?
That's what I mean. That's what
You got
I'll bring
everything
the
that you
money.
need.
She brings the sexy. You know what I always say about women.
And you like women that are from foreign countries. You're really not into like a Jersey girl. That's not your thing.
Not my thing. I like women who I can barely understand. Like with Melania, you know, she speaks 5 languages. 5 languages. But English is not one of them, so it keeps it very interesting.
Yeah.
It keeps it very, very interesting.
Good table talk, you know.
Good table talk. I have to tell you something about the White House, and you may not like this, but it's big. It's really, really big. And Melania likes to play this game called hide and go seek. And sometimes it can go on for 4 or 5 days, and then she pops up in another country.
Right. Well, I was listening to some of the rooms and the places that you can do at the White House, because if I was to go into the White House since I'm single, I'd go in there with my mother and a couple of my friends. Mm-hmm. And you could do that, right?
Yeah, you can bring anybody in. There's the living quarters, and then there's the working portion of the White House where the offices are. That's the West Wing. That's the West Wing. You know, and the East Wing is where you live, and the West Wing is where you do all the business.
Right. What's in the middle wing?
Middle wing, that's where they have a lot of security and a lot of meeting spaces and things like that. Anything you want, at any time of the day, just pick up the phone and you order it. And you can have like ice cream. I always have 2 scoops. But you know me, I like McDonald's, I like Burger King, I like KFC.
Right, so then who goes to get it for you? And how far away is it? What do you got to call downstairs and say, hey, listen, I'm having a Mac attack. Could somebody go get me a Big Mac and fries?
Absolutely. This is why we have Secret Service. Before that, my drivers in New York or Florida, wherever I was, they would do that. But, you know, you have Secret Service now. And I don't have to pay them because, you know, they're paid by you.
Did you ever really call up and say, hey, listen, I'm having a Big Mac attack. Could somebody please go around 4th and B and get some...
Actually, sometimes we've taken the presidential limousine, the Beast, and I've gone up there myself. Because sometimes I get bored. I don't want to be in the house all the time.
Yeah.
And no one orders fast food like me. Nobody. I know exactly what I want. Know all the numbers by heart. I get a good deal.
I would just assume by now you haven't been shopping on your own in many, many years.
No, I haven't. But all I ask for is the Trump suit, the Trump shirt, and the Trump tie, and it comes to the house. And then I get a pair of khakis, a blue sports coat, a couple of MAGA hats, and that's it. I don't need a lot.
Yeah, we're going to change that hat from MAGA to Maya one of these days.
Very soon.
I mean, what is your relationship like right now with Ivana?
My first wife?
Yeah.
My first wife? Well, you know, I gave her some money. I gave her a business. She's not aging well. Have you seen photos of her?
No.
Not an attractive
She's not really in the
woman.
spotlight
She
too
was
much
very
anymore.
attractive when I was with her. Very attractive back then. Now, not so much. And she's tough because she knows these Middle European women. They're tough women. She's a tough woman. But she gave me 2 incredible sons, Don Jr. and Eric. But she gave me the greatest gift of all, Ivanka. Have you seen Ivanka?
Yes.
What a beautiful, what a knockout!
Yeah.
What a knockout! You know, and I've said this before. I wish I could date her, but she's my daughter, and that's frowned upon for some reason.
Yeah, well,
so we can't do that.
If I move into the White House, maybe you could let me date your daughter.
That would be great, because you know
a guy
what,
like
Jared, what a stiff this guy is. You know, I only heard this guy talk once. Once at the wedding, he said I do, and I was very depressed then. But maybe you could woo Ivanka, but she's very tall, and you're only about 3'2".
Well, I'm definitely not as tall as you.
That's right.
Well, here's a question that probably everybody around the world wanted to ask you. Why would you want to be president of the United States? You have all the money in the world. You have buildings all over around the country. Why not just retire and go enjoy yourself? Why go through all the pain and the minutia of running the country, people saying bad things about you? You never know who might want to take a stab at you. You might even get shot one of these days when you're doing a speech or something like that. Why bother? You have golf courses, country clubs, boats, yachts, hot-looking girls. What gives, buddy?
Well, you know, now that you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe I shouldn't have run, because I'll tell you, this has been very tough, but I want to help America. I want to make America great again.
Well, I can appreciate all of that, make America great again.
And listen, by the way, lowest, now that I've been president, lowest unemployment in the history of the United States. Every single demographic group, lowest unemployment, even among little people. Even among little people. Little people haven't been this employed since the making of The Wizard of Oz. Little people have been overlooked for far too long. Far too long, I have to tell you.
Well, I don't know.
I'm putting people back to work, even manufacturing. You know, the whole clean coal thing, they actually take the coal and they scrub it, and it doesn't do any of the other stuff, like old coal. It's new coal. And this is the stuff that I'm doing. I'm bringing back factories, and people are working again, and you can say Merry Christmas again.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you know
Merry
it was illegal?
Christmas.
It was illegal under Obama. It was illegal to say Merry Christmas. They'd lock you up and take you to jail. They freed all those people that were in jail, and now you can say Merry Christmas without fear. Fear of the liberals eating your candy cane.
I can't tell you how happy I am that I had the President of the United States come walking by the Tropicana here in Las Vegas, Nevada, stopping by and chatting with me live from my mother's basement. I'm having a problem still with the Facebook, but we're continuing right here on Instagram, and obviously we're with the President of the United States. His security is outside. We asked him if he would come in here and have some fun, and
I happen to be here to see some friends, you know, but this isn't my hotel. My hotel's down the street, Trump Tower. If it's not a Trump hotel, it's a dump hotel. Let me tell you about the Tropicana.
I've been there a couple times. Quite honestly, the last time I was at the Trump Hotel, I was looking for him because we wanted to talk a little business.
Right.
He wasn't there.
I remember you were there.
Yeah, we went
Beautiful
looking.
Hotels. Beautiful. Luxury. Absolute luxury. And very exclusive. And by the way, all of my housekeepers at all of my hotels, former Miss Universe contestants. Very beautiful. Very sexy. Very sexy, believe me.
Well, listen, why don't we take a question real quick, because here
Let's
comes
take
one
a
right
question.
now. It says here, Mr. Trump, so obviously people know that you're really here.
Right.
I definitely have the real Donald Trump right here on my show. And it says here, Mr. Trump, if you're re-elected, what's the one thing you're going to do when you're back in the White House for the second term?
Oh, we're going to finish the wall. We're going to finish the wall. 2,000 miles long, 55 feet high, with a Trump hotel on top every 100 miles. And the windows will only face the American side. Only the American side. And by the way, are there any Mexicans watching right now?
They could be.
Not a one. You see that? My immigration policy is working. Look at that. Not one Mexican watching. You can see right here. Not one. Not a one. And I love the Mexican people, by the way. I love the Mexican people. I get a bad rap. You know why? Because I love the Mexican culture. I love Mexican food. I love quesadillas and Oompa Loompas and Quasimodos and M-Pandas and all that stuff. And you know, my favorite thing in the entire world would to be banging Salma Hayek while eating a taco bowl. Isn't that great? Who says, how can you say I'm anti-American, anti-Mexican when I say something like that?
He's very, very classy, isn't he?
A classy guy.
This is one of the best podcasts I've ever had. I want to apologize to everybody who's watching right now, because there's something wrong with my Facebook live feed.
That Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I never liked him.
Fucked up the whole thing.
What a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
I don't like that guy.
Oh, maybe when if you become president again for the next 4 years and I start doing some business with you, we'll go get this Zuckerberg guy.
We'll get rid of this and fix Facebook and call it Trump Book or something.
Yeah, Trump book.
Yeah, exactly.
Bada bing book.
There we go. I like this guy. I like the way he thinks.
Yeah, we might be able to do some business together.
I think we can. You know, because so far everything's been going great.
Yeah. I'd like to own a couple buildings myself.
Right. Residual income. It's the best. Money just pours in every single day. I don't even know where it comes from some days. And you know I'm rich. I'm really, really rich.
Well, we know that you're rich. One of the greatest things about you seem to make up your speeches as you go along.
I do. I'm very expectatorious.
Yes, it just comes off the top of your head.
Right off the top of my head, because
Right.
I'm so smart. You know what? You know, my middle name, you know, everyone, you know, it's Donald J. Trump. Everyone thinks it's John. It's actually Genius. Donald Genius Trump. But I spell it with a J. You see that? That's how smart I am. No one thinks of that.
Well, I am so happy that we had the President of the United States come down, say hello, chat with us for a little while. We might have him on the show again because I would love to do that.
Absolutely. We should do it in Atlantic City where I used to have all my hotels next time you're performing there.
I do want to debate you, so right here, live on this talk show, I'm going to tell you I would like to go head-to-head and debate with you about the policies and what I see the future of the United States. So if you would like to do that with me, we can get a moderator, just the two of us.
I think it'll be the friendliest debate ever because you and I are simpatico. We're simpatico. We see things very closely, very closely. We probably deviate on just a few things. Just a few things.
Well, we might deviate, but you know what? I like the fact that you said it would be classy,
very classy,
and very good, and very well-to-do, and very well presented. So,
and we know what we can do. We can do it at Doral because we can't do the G7 there, but we'll do it at Doral. We'll do it at Doral, Miami.
I would love to do it at Doral. I don't know what that is, but I think that's something I'd be interested in going to do. We have to wrap up this episode because I actually have to go on stage right now because I'm performing live in about 15 minutes here at the Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's where we found Mr. Donald Trump kind of walking down the street. And I said, hey, listen, we're podcasting. Why don't you come on? And he remembered me from last year when we were doing what we were doing and, you know, taking care of business like that. So in short, Donald, would you just leave us with a message?
Absolutely. To all of my Trumpers, don't worry, I will be re-elected because we are getting rid of the outdated, outmoded electoral college and we're replacing it with Trump University. It's going to be a Trump slide, the biggest victory in the history of American politics. And to my Trump people, don't worry about this impeachment. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And like I was saying before, why a peach? Why a peach? Why not an apple or a pear? I'm impaired. It makes so much more sense.
Or maybe a meatball. Will and meatball. Well, listen, we got to get going. Listen, I'm Mike Marino. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us live here in my mother's basement, which is really not the basement. And this guy's fantastic. I have a different outlook on the president right now. I'm starting to like him a little bit more.
See that? People like me. They like me.
We like him. There's still a challenge coming from Make America Italian Again, Mike Marino. So remember, you don't know nothing, you didn't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And I end every single one of my broadcasts by always saying the same thing, and I hope you say it with me.
Yeah.
Don't take no shit from nobody. You ready?
Don't take no shit. Are you ready?
We'll say
1, 2, 3. Don't take no shit from nobody.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.